Hello, everyone. This is Defacto review for this week. With me, Jargal Dampadarcha. We will have three topics today. First, about the Prime Minister L.Oyun-Erdene visit to Korea. Second topic is about the Democratic Party new leader Kang Doo-mur and his first meeting. The third one is about Development Bank of Mongolia related to court preliminary discussions. These are three topics we would like to share with you. Let's start with topic one. Korea-Mongolia pledge rare earth cooperation. That's the name of the Korea Herald Tribune newspaper remark on this visit to Korea. South Korean Prime Minister Han Duck-soo greets Mongolian Prime Minister Lobsan Namsara L.Oyun-Erdene ahead of their bilateral talks held at the government complex Seoul on Wednesday. South Korea and Mongolia will expand cooperation in exploring, developing, and trading rare metals in Mongolia to bolster the supply chain of Korea's electronic goods and components. According to the South Korean Prime Minister office, the two countries agreed to set up a new committee co-led by South Korean Deputy Vice Minister, Second Vice Minister of Trade and Industry and Energy, Park Il-jung, and Mongolia's Mining and Heavy Industry Minister Ambatar Jambo to hold an annual regular meeting on the rare material supply chain. It's one of the priority issues of economic cooperation of two countries. Also, the Prime Minister had discussed with the related officials about possible extending visa for Mongolians, so making easier for particular people who need medical services in Korea. Though there was a general request of having visa-free conditions for Mongolians, this negotiation is going on quite for a long time. There are 60,000 about Mongolians live in Korea. Some of them are truly violating their law. So that's, but more demand among Mongolians to go to Korea and to work for better salary. But South Korean side requesting Mongolian side to give a guarantee of Mongolians coming back within 2 months, as their rule says, which is rather difficult conditions, or nobody can implement this kind of requirement. So I think so far they have agreed to extend or to make easier visa procedure for Mongolians going to Korea for medical services. And also there is a so-called official passport in Mongolia, and this official passport, diplomatic passports, don't require a visa. So I think now the official passport will be more extended, coming more people too, so that some people travel to Korea relatively easier. The two parties also discussed many issues of bilateral cooperation. They have been including the memorandum of starting new negotiations on free trade agreement between two countries. So now officially two countries starts negotiations. Mongolia has this free trade agreement with Japan, APA, Economic Partnership Agreement. Now they have been talking for quite some time with Korea, and the preliminary some draft is made in 2021, and now they will start official discussions of that agreement, which is good for further trading of two countries. Mongolia also will support Korea Busan City bid for Expo 2030 ahead of that bidding in November, and Prime Minister visited also Busan. So that's what had happened last week. This is the first issue. The second issue is Democratic Party got a now new leader, Mr. Kang Tumur, former Minister for Science and Education. And on February 15, the caucuses of Democratic Party in the Parliament had extended discussions, extended meeting among their members, and they have been, for the first time, seriously discussing, more or less united, discussing the issues the country faces. I'm saying more or less because Mr. Kang Tumur is the seventh leader since the last general election, and now there have been several factions inside of this Democratic Party, and now the issue comes about their stamp. It's a big deal for Mongolia. Stamp must be in the hand of the true leader, which is not now the case. But however, the Supreme Court, which is registering political parties in Mongolia, have discussed all day, and they said that out of two candidates, one was Kang Tumur, the other was Parliament member Kang, but was set as a chair of the Democratic Party. And finally, the Supreme Court had accepted Mr. Kang Tumur as a chair of the Democratic Party, because he got more followed rather than the other side, all the rules, requirements for electing the head of the party according their rules. So Mr. Kang Tumur had started the first sessions, as I said, and Democratic Party will have created 4 working groups. One is to support private sector and to decrease poverty in the country, led by one parliament member. This working group. The second one is economic growth and economic policy preparation. This is the second working group. The third is election and political parties' legal environment, another group. The fourth is economic and social policy situation, making a survey and doing conclusion. So these are 4 working groups they have agreed to set up. Actually, it's easy to set a working group, but there are so many working groups in Mongolia. But we will see this time a Democratic Party, long-awaited political decisions may change some situation in the country, in the sense that it will improve the political and economic situation in the country. At the same time, Democratic Party now highlighted 5 directions in their policy in the near future, because election is coming in 2024. If not, snap election is called earlier. So they will pay attention to 5 issues. First, about tax. They find the VAT tax is quite high, and social insurance tax as well, bringing more burden to the employers, and otherwise they could have more jobs in the country. Second issue is the people don't believe in tomorrow. So what the country can do, and they said that they will have a policy that would be able to increase the economic growth 2 and 3 times faster and larger, and they will have a new housing policy. The third work they will do is to contribute to creating non-corruption environment, which is very difficult. The fourth is they will strengthening parliamentarian governance in Mongolia. The fifth is they will strengthening and increasing inside unity of the Democratic Party. So these are five works they have highlighted. They will pay attention, and soon they will come with a very clear policy. So let's see if they will come. The Democratic Party had a good chance to do these jobs before. They have been elected a couple of times. Now we will see with the new Democratic Party chair, Mr. Antumur. Hopefully they will have substantial steps forward towards solving economic problems the country is facing. Today, our third topic is about the preliminary discussions of Trade and Development Bank related criminal court cases. Sukhbata District court cases, court preliminary hearings was held in closed door on 15th February in UB Theatre. And they have agreed that 18 individuals and 4 legal entities will be, their cases will be resolved at the court. And that court will start on March 2nd. Actually, it's a very large first-time audience court happening in the country. The people were expecting all this court to be open for public, even online, but they have agreed somehow it will be in the closed door, which disappointed many people. Because this Development Bank Mongolia case are really long-waited for justice case. The issue is, since they have announced about the bad loan of Development Bank of Mongolia on January 20 of 2022, there were 67 bad loan with a total 1.8 trillion MNT bad loan, or meaning that not paid and it's impossible to pay. And people start truly paying attention, and public demanded these bad loans are paid, otherwise it will be paid from the tax. So they demanded, and by now, within a year, 1.1 trillion MNT loan is paid back. And there are about 2 trillion is remaining. People demand this justice to be established because they find many loans were taken by people politically connected, and even in some cases, the loan purpose was not clear. The people who got the loan somehow was re-loaned somewhere, etc., etc. So many interesting cases we have now so far on social media, and that's why this criminal court case to start on March 2 is so important for the whole country, and we are waiting for that. It is the Development Bank of Mongolia case, along with other cases like coal theft, Internet company 49%, previously owned by Russians, was taken by a private company with the public money. So many cases, one by one, to be solved at the court. That's what Mongolian people are waiting, and let's follow what's happening next time. Well, these are 3 issues I want to discuss with you, highlighting from all other events happened last week in Mongolia. Thank you. Thank you for watching us, and see you next time.